Hi Scorpio, happy birthday. Today starts Scorpio season. Scorpio season is from October 23rd to November 21st. And so this reading is for Scorpio males. I will be doing a separate Scorpio female reading in the next couple of days and posting that to YouTube as well. I decided to do it because it is our season, fellow Scorpios. I am a Scorpio as well, and I am excited about it being our season. So today is for male Scorpios. I have not pulled any final cards for a final information or final outcome or what to do. And I figured I would just pull those on camera with you. I will either read out of the Metaphysical Cannabis deck or the Rebel deck, which is kind of rude, crude, and straight to the point, but I love it. Couple things to keep in mind since it's been a while since I've done a reading. First of all, flip and switch the roles as you see fit. If something in a card fits, but it doesn't fit you personally, but it fits your partner or it fits a family member or whatever, or fits the situation in some other way, then make sure you apply it where it fits. The second thing is when reading for a big collective such as all Scorpio males, you need to take what resonates with you and leave the rest for somebody else. Those are two important details of tarot readings that most tarot readers forget to mention on a regular basis. So I wanted to make sure that I got those out of the way right away. Flip and switch the roles as need be, and make sure you take what fits your situation and leave the rest for somebody else. All right, Scorpio males, let's get going on your reading. So your first card out is Ecstasy. And at the bottom below Ecstasy, it says Yielding, Rapture, and Bliss. Okay. So what that one talks about is there is power in the surrender and great soul ecstasy in the finding of one who, for an instant, takes the burden of decision and gives you great relief, satisfaction, and pleasure. You need to be aware that you must choose this person with great care. It is time, though, for you to admit ecstatic experiences are only our teacher when chosen wisely. Being enraptured is close to losing yourself, which is one of the keys to the ecstasy it creates. Be sure to stay in touch with your own soul and have a close friend remind you of who you are. So that was your very first card out the deck, or out of the reading. And I go through, just to back up a second, when I go through and I read these cards, I'm reading you guys literally everything that could apply to the cards. I have a list sitting next to me on all the possible meanings of the card, and then I give you my own personal interpretation. If it fits some other way for you or your situation, obviously, then it fits differently. However, I'm just giving you first, when I read, I am reading you everything that is related to that card and what it could possibly fit, and you can decipher for yourself, but I will also give my own personal interpretation of the cards that I see here in front of me, okay? So again, this one is about ecstasy and making sure that you have somebody around you that can keep you accountable during times of ecstasy. Maybe you spend too much money, or maybe you aren't careful. Maybe you're more of a risk taker, so you need a friend around you to keep you in check. It is also, this card also indicates that you feel comfort in leaving the burden of decision to somebody else, and that brings you some great relief, satisfaction, and pleasure. And it speaks to the fact that you must be wise and aware when you choose a person to give up that control to, because you can't just jump in with both feet. So that's what this card talks about. You need to realize that ecstatic experiences are only your teacher when chosen wisely as well. So we'll go further into the cards and see what else they have to say for you, okay? Your next card out was the Four of Pentacles. That's a clarifier on this. Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups clarified the Four of Pentacles and the Ecstasy card. And the Emperor clarified the Ten of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Ecstasy card. So we'll start out with the Four of Pentacles since that was the first one out after the Ecstasy card was pulled. And what the Four of Pentacles talks about is material stability, possessions, and holding on to the security and possessions you have gained. Financial problems will be overcome. You will find yourself in a comfortable situation. You might have money in the bank. So pairing these two cards together, maybe during times of ecstasy you overspend, times of celebration you overspend, but your friend could be there to help watch that, or you may be receiving blessings of the financial sort because it is your birthday season. So you may be receiving birthday gifts of money, basically, and you might have some financial gain that way, okay? Now, moving on to the Ten of Cups. This talks about contentment. Most readers will take the Ten of Cups as a romantic card, but paired with the cards that are here, I don't see it as a romantic card per se. It is a card of contentment, however, and it talks about peace, friendship, good companionship, family happiness that is going to last. It's excellent for group activities and noting success and fun. So my guess is this line right here is going to deal all with basically you going out and having a good time for your birthday. Who knows? You know, that friend could be there to keep you in check, or that friend could be there to give you finances for your birthday. Either way, you have a friend here that's going to be accountable. It looks more to me like a group of friends. The way it is coming out, looks like you're going to be hanging out with a group for your birthday probably, and there's going to be some financial successes through that, or a friend will keep you more grounded as far as the finances that you're spending at your party, something like that. Also, let's see here. Yeah, it totally denotes to me a group activity versus a romantic person, the way the cards are laid out, okay? Yeah. So then your next card out was the Emperor. And what the Emperor talks about is high honor, achievement of ambition. It's an influential man whose help may be required. It talks about being the card of bosses or people in authority. It represents the man in control in the given situation or problem. So this might be you, but it may also be somebody else within your friend group or family unit, whoever you're celebrating with. They are a person of high honor. They likely have a role of authority somehow, some way. If your friends don't have that, then this could be you. You might be a boss, or you might be a father figure, you might be an uncle figure, you might be a elder brother, a position of authority, basically. So, based on how these cards laid out, though, just to recap this row, kind of looks like you're going to go out for your party. You're going to have a good time. You're going to be feeling good. You're going to be loving it. And you're going to have a friend around that keeps you grounded and make sure that you make reasonable and responsible choices so that you can hold on to your finances a little better, and you'll have a great sense of contentment at this gathering. Probably a group of friends, definitely good companionship to you. Definitely does not seem romantic in this row whatsoever. And either you or the person that's going to be helping you out, keeping you in balance, is going to be an emperor figure, somebody who is in a position of authority or somebody who has high honor. Definitely keeps himself in control and in check. Okay? Moving on to the next card out, you got Witness. And Witness says below it, to know personal evidence and to speak out. Those are the three key phrases below. And this card is a interesting card because it does talk about knowing what you've seen and felt is true. Another may deny that you witnessed a true thing, but having seen and now knowing, you have a duty to never lie to yourself again. You need to not make this truth your entire life, but never again lie to yourself. Accept the evidence of your experience and honor it within your heart and within your words when wisdom demands you speak freely. There are some who would betray your confidence. Others will share your experience, become your kin when you share wisely. Stop lying to yourself and others now that you know you can no longer deny it. Okay, sorry, that took me a moment to read my own handwriting there. So what this talks about is there's something you've been denying to yourself, maybe to others, but you know it and you see it now. Whatever this is something that you need to address in this time frame for the reading. Like I said, October 23rd to November 21st. That was specifically the time that I asked about. So there's something you know, something that you saw. Maybe you didn't see it right away, or maybe you saw it and you lied to yourself about it. It's not really this way. That's kind of what this card talks about, that you can no longer deny what you are seeing, what is right in front of you. Somebody may tell you that that's not really how it is, even though that's what you feel or that's what you think. But the truth of the matter is whatever you see, it goes back to that phrase, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's probably a duck, type of thing. So whatever you're seeing, don't let somebody gaslight you or try to deny that what you have witnessed is real. Like, this card kind of reminds me of somebody who is scared to speak out against somebody really close to them. Could be a partner, could be a family member, could be a friend, whatever. They, maybe they have influence to keep you quiet, kind of thing, or you like them so much that you're lying to yourself and saying that they're not that way. That's kind of what that card reminds me of. But let's get into these and see how it plays out. So your first card clarifier on Witness is the Hermit. Your next card out was the Magician. Your next card out was the Nine of Swords. And your last clarifier for that was the Empress. Okay. So talking about the Hermit, here. We'll go in the order pulled. The Hermit, that talks about caution, patience, old age, and experience. A prudent attitude is advised. If you don't know what prudent means, it means acting with or showing care. So a caring attitude is advised. Sudden courses of action are not wise at this time. A realization that there's always something new to learn, and it could be a warning against thoughtless actions. Yeah, so tying back here, thoughtless actions could be spending your money in excess or something like that, or behaving in a way that could be detrimental to your well-being at your celebration. I'm assuming this would be a birthday party or a gathering related to your birthday, since it is that season. Maybe it's a Halloween one, doesn't really matter. Either way, this card is speaking to not having thoughtless actions. It speaks to caution and patience and experience. You have to act with care. Relating it back to over here, like I said, it could be financial, or it could be actions that might be detrimental, okay? Relating back to this card, though, that is talking, since this one is talking about speaking out, that you can no longer deny something that's right in front of you. You can no longer lie to yourself or lie to other people about how this situation is. This could talk about, even though it is time for you to speak out, you need to use caution, or make sure that you don't commit a thoughtless action in speaking out about whatever this situation is here that has come to light for you. I understand that revealing that you are lying, or that you were lying to yourself and you finally realize it, can be very hard. But with these two cards together, it actually looks like it could cause some problems. So you do need some caution, and you need to talk about this with care, and not take sudden action. And there's always something new to learn here too. So maybe maybe you need to speak to somebody that could help you or enlighten you on this situation up here that we just spoke about, okay? Maybe they have some insight that's different from yours, okay? But again, no thoughtless actions, and try to take some caution if you're speaking on this. We'll go on to the Magician and see how all the cards tie together going forward, okay? So Magician paired to the Hermit. The Magician talks about new beginnings, start of a new cycle, sense of willpower and initiative, someone who likes to be on stage or in the spotlight. So I just read you guys everything that's listed, and then you got to fit it to your situation, but I'm going to give you my perspective on it here. With the Magician being tied to the card of caution, and this person up here, or this card up here, talking about there's something you've been lying to yourself about or lying to others about, and you need to take that opportunity to speak on it and never lie to yourself about it again. This kind of seems to me like you're probably dealing with somebody in the spotlight, somebody who likes to be in the spotlight, right? Somebody who likes to be the center of attention. And if you happen to word things just wrong, they could play the victim, or they could, cause problems in your circle. They could fight with you. That's probably why the caution card is paired to the Magician. The Magician is, though it is a card of new beginnings and start of new cycle, when it's paired with a caution card like that, it often is a descriptor, somebody who just is more or less about themselves and likes to be the center of attention, center stage, um, being in the spotlight. So likely whatever you figured out here and that you need to reveal, you need to use caution because of the person who likes to be the center of attention. Now, Nine of Swords is your next card. And the Nine of Swords, that talks about cruelty, anxiety and sleepless nights, spite and slander, of which undermine confidence, suffering that is for the eventual good, such as putting up with painful treatment to get better. It could speak on female health problems, self-punishment, and guilt. So you got the cruelty card right after. So in order to put this into perspective, I have to read them all together. That's how they make sense. And so there's something that you're finally seeing. You got to use caution because somebody who's likes to be the center of attention, and they will use cruelty and spite and slander and to undermine your confidence if you were to speak out about something you finally see to do with them. Now, this looks like you're dealing with a very specific person. Using that cruelty and spite and slander, causing you anxiety and sleepless nights. So that means it's probably somebody that you're around quite a bit. Maybe you even live with them. This could be a partner, a sibling, whatever the case may be. Okay? But probably somebody close to you. If you're not going through something like that, you might be feeling some guilt and giving yourself self-punishment over relating back to this card, wanting to be in the spotlight, or because a new beginning didn't work out. But the way these are falling out, the way these cards are coming out, it more or less, that's my translation. I'm giving you all options, but this is my translation here. And I do believe you are dealing with somebody who can be cruel. And that is part of the reason that you need that caution, okay? So your next card out is the Empress. And tying all the cards together, the Empress by itself is an excellent card, but when paired, I see this as a person who is presenting themselves as maybe an emperor or an empress, but in reality, they are this cruel person. It ties back. That's the way tarot cards work. So there's probably going to be cruelty from a person that tries to present themselves as an empress, somebody who's put together, that has abundance, material and domestic comfort, security and protection, and may indicate childbirth as well, nurturing, reassurance, and a firm foundation for future progress. It also is a card of springtime. So that being said, you could have somebody around you, or maybe you have somebody that you got pregnant and they could be giving birth in springtime. That would map out with the current timing of the seasons. So Scorpio season, moving a pregnancy along into next year, that would, late spring, early summer kind of, I believe. Anyways, my calculations could be off, but yeah. So that's where the springtime could come in. Otherwise, based on how the cards fell out, my personal opinion on this reading is you are probably dealing with somebody who presents themselves as an empress, acts like a queen, wants to be waited on, so on and so forth. Somebody who just thinks they are an empress. In reality, they're this Nine of Swords over here, this cruel and slandering and spiteful person who you actually have to watch out for. And maybe that is your secret. Maybe your secret is that that you're finally waking up to is this empress isn't really an empress. Kind of looks like, whether that be a mother, daughter, sister, cousin, wife, girlfriend, doesn't matter. But there's a female who is presenting as an empress, but is not really. So, and they are the cruel one that you have to watch out for, and they like to be center stage. Okay? So if you know anybody in your life or have anybody in your life who likes to be waited on, who can't do things by themselves, who just kind of acts like a queen, kind of gives off that attitude of queenness, that this is probably your reading, and they act cruel behind the scenes to you or to others, or even in public. It doesn't seem like they would do that, but because with the magician back here too, they're presenting something. Yeah, they're presenting something they're not to general public. So this is probably more or less you see what they really are behind closed doors. I think this is a partner, but it could be a family member of any sort, okay? Or a friend, or a girlfriend. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so your next card out is... Oh, by the way, I'm supposed to do this, and I apologize to anybody that I have offended. If you are a gay male Scorpio, I apologize. This could also be another male partner just presenting like a queen, okay? Just, sorry, I forgot to mention that. Okay, so your next card is the Creator. And that says below Creator, Catalyst, Maker, Mother, and Father. Okay? So you could be a dad. Right off the bat, you could be a dad. That usually indicates... Yeah, the Creator card usually indicates a mother-father figure. Moving on to the Creator card, that talks about you have a creative spirit and the ability to bring to life a wonderful new project. This will bring you wonderful responsibilities and opportunities. Don't hesitate or delay. This is part of your sacred purpose. So that's on one hand. That's for some of you out there. On the other hand, the other part of this card talks about it's not easy to care for our offspring. They grow in ways we do not like. They have traits we didn't predict. They take a great deal from us. They feed from us. In the feeding, though, brings them life. You need to feed what you've given birth to, despite both joy and pain. Now, this can talk about when you birth something. Since I'm reading for males, this could actually be your child. Maybe your child has, maybe they're just a difficult child, okay? Maybe they have attitude problems or whatever. Maybe they have a physical disability. Maybe they have a mental disability. Maybe they have medical needs. For example, I was born without the flaps in the bladder to help filter toxins. And so you would filter, and then it would go down to the kidneys, and then there's the flaps in the kidneys, and so on and so forth. Well, I was born without them, and my parents got me the surgery to fix it. And I've been kind of immunocompromised my whole life, ran into multiple health issues, that kind of thing. So maybe your child has a situation like that where they are fully mentally competent and fully mentally capable of taking care of themselves and all of that, but maybe they're just sick all the time, okay? It can be any kind of situation like that where you feel really burdened by your child for whatever reason. Obviously, most I like to think most parents absolutely adore their children, despite the pain that they put them through. But you might have a child that's putting you through a lot of stress in some form or fashion. Okay, not that you don't love them. Maybe they're just a stressful child. Okay. So those are the two hands that it could be. Either you are birthing a creative idea that you need to feed, or you have a child that needs more attention, and they turned out in a different way than what you thought they would. Like, you didn't plan for it. So it kind of seems to me like a physical, mental disability, emotional problems, maybe mental health, or maybe physical health. Okay. And now we move on to the cards down here. First out was the Three of Swords. The next out was the Five of Cups. And the last out was the Four of Swords. Okay, so getting on to the first one here, the Three of Swords, that talks about heartache, painful ending of a relationship. That which has stood in your way is now being removed. Possibly a three-way relationship in which heartache is inevitable for one participant or all. It could also indicate minor surgery. Okay, so pairing that card to this card here, the painful ending of a relationship, you know, that could be a lot of things. So I don't want to put too much description on it, too many negatives out into the universe. But as we just talked about, you know, there's a possibility of a physical ailment, a child with a physical ailment. They may need a minor surgery. Okay. That's just one possibility. I'm not going to go, I'm trying to choose my words very carefully here. On the other aspect of it, this is a very, very sad card to get with this. So a painful ending of a relationship, endings don't necessarily mean death. But if it's a physical health problem, you always need to be aware of that with your child. Now, as far as the painful ending of the relationship, on the creative front of things, it says you have a creative spirit. You know, up here, that was the first possibility of that card. So you might have a painful ending of a relationship in regards to getting that creative idea out and flowing, or that new project, or a friend that you were going to create the new project with. You might have an ending, even though you're not supposed to delay. Okay? But in relation to the offspring part of this upper card, you know, I just got to be honest and say that it could be a passing. I don't see that, but it could be. The other option is, you know, what has stood in your way has now been removed. That was part of the description. So maybe there's some learning, mental, physical disabilities or something, and you find a way to better that situation so that blockage has been moved out of your way, and that would be a good thing. The other possibility is, though, a possible three-way tie in a relationship, and heartache is inevitable for one participant or all. And tying back to the previous cards as well as this upper card, you know, it kind of looks to me like you might have a partner who has a history of, or could be cheating, tying back here. They may be walking away as well, or you might be walking away. You might be the person with a third party here. They may find out, your partner may find out about you having a third party, or you might find out about your partner having a third party, in addition to child care frustrations, okay? So let's keep going and see where this goes, okay? The Five of Cups is your next card out, and tied directly after the Three of Swords. This is all about sorrow. So you got heartache and then sorrow. So you got loss of a relationship again. So painful ending of a relationship with the Three of Swords, and then with the Five of Cups immediately after, loss of a relationship, sorrow, emotional hurt, and feeling of worthlessness. The outlook is good if you stop crying over spilled milk and look another direction for happiness. So yeah, it kind of seems to me there's a battle going on here as to somebody stepped out because of the amount they have to care for a child, okay? Maybe somebody found a different partner, or maybe somebody's considering finding a different partner. Either way, there's an ending to a relationship here. It's one right after the other that a relationship is definitely ending. Probably, I don't know everybody's own personal situation. I can only read what's here in front of me. So, having a child with developmental disabilities or health issues or physical disabilities, it doesn't matter. That can be really trying on a marriage, but then you add in third party and cruelty and somebody presenting as what they're not and somebody wanting to be the center of attention. It just ends up being a mess, especially when a child needs to be the center of attention, So, unfortunately, yeah, it looks more or less like you're going to have you might be in a relationship right now, and that is going to be ending. But the good news with this card is if you stop crying over this situation, then there is, you can look a different direction for happiness, okay? You don't need to stay stuck there. So the last card is the Four of Swords in this set. And that one talks about recuperation. So retreat from troubles of life, opportunity to rest and put thoughts in order, a peaceful interlude during which strategies can be worked out, visit to hospital, but not necessarily personal illness. So you've got, minor surgery in here. You've got the child that is frustrating, though you love them, to take care of. They need a lot of your time, a lot of your energy, a lot of your attention, right? But then you've also got the possibility of minor surgery with visit to a hospital, but not necessarily your own personal illness. Those are all possibilities with this card. So tying all of this together, somebody probably could be ill or needing a surgery. That could be part of the stress. However, this retreat from troubles with the two loss of relationships here, loss of relationship cards, with this one saying you can retreat from the troubles, it kind of looks like so a relationship's going to end, but you're going to have time to really methodically plan out your next moves and think about strategies. So I don't see this. It looks like a relationship loss and a frustrating situation with a child. I don't necessarily think these cards, when pulled and laying together, I don't necessarily know if there's going to be any kind of medical stuff going on. This seems to relate more to the possibility of, it looks like a romantic relationship involving a child with special needs is probably going to come to an end, unfortunately. So the relationship between the parents, or maybe even the relationship with the child, but I don't see that. I think it's the parents, especially going back here. there's two parents here and the child is sick or has special needs of some sort, and you guys are going to be splitting up. But in the end, Scorpio, you're going to be able to recuperate and have some time to strategize, okay? Moving on to the next card, we've got Rebellion. I actually like that card for you. Upstart, Tumult, and Revolution. That's what is below there. And what that talks about is it is time to be truthful about who you are and what you wish to create in your life. You can do this. There will be more support than you can dream of when you open up and share what you felt you must have kept secret. There are more like you than you know. The second portion of that card talks about the freedom to question is being refused and is considered offensive. The right to speak up, even respectfully, is being restrained. Those finding new ways to approach old problems are considered dangerous. You need to become a rebel. It's a hard path to walk, but it needs to be done. So either way, you're talking about a truth here with this card. You're talking about speaking your own truth. You need to figure out what you truly want from life. It seems like you're not happy. So whoever I'm reading for isn't very happy in their current circumstance, whether it involved the child or not, because I gave every example that it could possibly be as I've gone through for you guys. But here, it's all about being truthful, finding your own bliss, finding a new way. You can do it, and you will have support. You will have so much support. If you end up losing this love situation, you will have so much support and love around you, okay? If you have to have surgery, but again, I don't see that the way this reading is coming out. You're going to have support. So you're going to have support, first off. And the second portion of this card, when it talks about, this could be how you're being treated, Scorpio. This cruelty back here, this cruelty and this person that likes to be kind of like, whatever, in the center of attention, because we got somebody presenting as the Empress, remember, back here, when really they're cruel and they need to be the center of attention. That person presenting back here, that person could be the person who is restricting your freedom to question. Like I just said, the freedom to question is being refused and is considered offensive. The right to speak up, even respectfully, is being restrained. Those finding new ways to approach old problems are considered dangerous. So there might be a situation where people are trying to help you get through this, new outlooks to old problems, and those people are considered dangerous. You're being restricted from being able to speak up to them or talk about it or anything like that, okay? That's all what this card talks about, but it asks you to become a rebel, either way, for whichever situation you are in, of the two that this card presents with. You need to become a rebel and know that it is a hard path, but it needs to be done. So you got to walk away and tell your truth, no matter what, no matter how they're trying to restrict you, or you need to figure out what you want in your life, what you want to create in your life, and be a rebel and just go do it, okay? Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. There we go. All right, so moving on down to your next cards here. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The Three of Pentacles. the Tower. I'm not surprised that the Tower is here with all of this. And the Six of Pentacles. Okay. So we'll go with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse first, okay? The Knight of Pentacles reverse talks about a darker skinned or earthy young man, dark haired, dark eyed. It could represent a conventional, practical young man who leaves nothing to chance, accepts responsibility easily, and is no stranger to hard work. He is trustworthy and steadfast. And that's what the Knight of Pentacles talks about. So if you have a friend with dark skin, kind of earthy, and when I say dark skin, I don't necessarily mean African American or, you know, that it could be even just like an olive tone, you know, Italian, just a darker complexion of any sort, okay? Doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, it just somebody who's darker skinned in general, okay? And it says dark hair and eyes as well. So the Knight of Pentacles is speaking on somebody who is dark, kind of dark complected, dark hair, darker eyes. Okay. This person is just extremely responsible. Must be you, or it could be a friend who is dark-skinned, dark-eyed, and very trustworthy, and steadfast and reliable, okay? Somebody that's been there for you. That's probably going to be a person that's going to be by your side as this situation unfolds, okay? Now, your next card out was the Three of Pentacles. So, the Three of Pentacles talks about skill. The use of skill or talents in order to make profit, high achievement, rising above friends and opponents equally, possibly the subject of envy from those less talented, sometimes a move of house. So this means, so either with it tied to this card, your Knight of Pentacles in reverse here, this darker skinned person, they could be somebody who is really good at high achievement. They use their skills or talents to make profit, and they have risen above friends and opponents equally recently or something of that nature. Okay, maybe not even recently. Maybe they just sit there because, you know, sit in that higher position because they have their stuff more together than the people around them. Somebody could be envious of this person, this friend here. But this card also indicates a move of house. So if you have a dark-skinned, dark-eyed friend, dark-haired friend that, you know, is there for you through all this stuff, but they're not really responsible, or they don't have their stuff together like that, this might be you, that you use your skills. It could be that you are moving with all of these indicators back here, all through here, the end of, especially to end of relationship cards back to back, and this frustration with this child and a time of recuperation. I would indicate that this is probably a move of house. So you're probably going to end up moving in with a friend who is darker skinned, dark haired, and dark eyed. That would be where my money was at on the way this reading came out. Okay, so you might be moving. Now, moving on to the Tower. Obviously, the Tower is always when we talk about Tower moments, we mean like these big life upending kind of situations, which again ties back to loss of relationship, moving, stuff like that. But just to read you what it says breaking down of an outworn sense of values, a sudden shock that is nevertheless a blessing in disguise, freedom from old, possibly self-imposed restrictions, sudden disruptive change that is inevitable. So, yeah, a sudden shock could be the ending of this relationship. It could be the move. It could be, it could be a number of things. But with the Tower here, it states that whatever this sudden thing that will happen is, and maybe it's not even sudden, but maybe you felt it for a long time, just based on the vibe around here, I wonder. But yeah, with the Tower here, the shock, or it's going to be a blessing in disguise. Like, you're going to feel freedom from the old restrictions of life, and it's going to feel good even if it's bad. Even if you look at it as a bad thing that happened, it's still going to make you feel more free. It's going to make you feel a little bit better, free from the old. And it is inevitable, so it's going to happen one way or another, even if it doesn't happen, in the time frame of October 23rd to November 21st. It is kind of an inevitable change, okay? Your last card out was the Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles talks about generosity. Money put to good use, help from someone else, charity, gifts, and benevolence. Do not waste this bounty, but put it to good use. Someone sees hidden talents in you. It could be financial support. It could be outstanding debts will be paid. So it kind of looks to me like this person over here is going to be assisting you probably with a home, because you are going to have this ending of a relationship, which will give you the opportunity to have some time to regroup and strategize for what is coming your way. And you will have some generosity given to you, not only for your birthday, but for, just to help out. Somebody wants to help you. I think the way this is played out right after the Tower. And you might even have more finances or more abundance getting out of this situation. Kind of looks like that as well. So those are your cards. Now, let me see here. I'm already at 53 minutes. So let me just pull you out a couple of metaphysical cannabis, like one metaphysical cannabis, and then some rebel cards, I think. Yeah, I think that sounds good. Okay. So, and I have long nails on, so it's a little bit harder. I will be switching to a shorter set before Sagittarius's readings coming up next month. But let's just get you a couple from the metaphysical cannabis deck here. Picking up cards is extremely hard, and I apologize for the amount of time it's taken. Okay. Okay. So you got bliss. Oh, that That's a few too many. We're going to just throw them back at the bottom. None of them flipped over. I like to let them flip out, pop out on their own. And my booty. I think that's how you say it. My buddy. M-A-B-U-D-I. Okay. And then I threw a couple cards on the floor, but we'll see if any of them flipped. Okay. No, we don't have any flippers on the floor. So these are your two. These are your two. And so Bliss is the first one. Let me get you a read out of the book on Bliss. Okay. 102. Okay. Bliss talks about, bliss is described as complete state of happiness or joy and comes from the English word blithe. To find your bliss, we eliminate patterns, habits, and thoughts that take joy away from our daily lives and replace them with things we actually like. Are you doing things that you don't actually want to or like to do because you feel an obligation to something or someone? Finding your bliss is about bringing your potential and authenticity to speak and getting lost in it. A bright yellow veil lifts to the tip of this card as you come out of the balance card. You are trusting the non-material world as you follow a blissful breeze. Although this card seems minimal, it is powerful in the aspects you don't see. You must be willing to let the universe support you. We see a platinum light in this card and minor symbolism for the root chakra, as this card is used in the chakra spread in this book. This card is the card of trust. You must trust that the answers you are seeking are being given. When this happens, your entire soul group of helpers appears through the veil to assist you. So, a new thought pattern. My life flows forward with ease and I act with integrity. So yeah, you probably, basically, after getting this bliss card, I have to say that once you decide to leave this painful situation, you're going to have people around you that want to help, and you are going to get back to a spot where you actually feel like you're being your authentic self, and you won't have that tie or obligation to something or someone that is bringing you down. Okay, now this one is your other card that got pulled, and let me go read you that one. Uh, 124. Okay. Okay. My buddy, my booty, I'm not exactly sure how to say it, is smiling with a welcoming hand movement that is representative of Tai Chi as multiple keys circle around him. The last card of the deck is the Source card, which serves as a reminder that you have all the answers within you. Balance in all forms is true to any key. Symbols from around him spiral. All the lessons from the cards come to fruition here in a full circle. My buddy shows us that the key to your happiness is indeed within yourself. Even coming to the cards is only a reminder to spend time balancing the energies inside all of us. If my buddy has shown up for you, ask yourself, am I ready to transform? Am I ready to heal? Am I ready to co-create? Spoiler alert, you are. So yeah, what a beautiful thing. Like, you're supposed to come out and be yourself. You haven't been yourself in a while and you just feel kind of miserable. And there's some stuff, like there's some happiness definitely with friends for for a celebration of some sort, maybe a Halloween party, a birthday party, whatever. But after that, it's kind of just downhill. And you're dealing with a lot here. You're dealing with a lot here. Whatever Scorpio male I am reading for this, I'm sorry you're going through this, but you know what? You got to pull yourself up out of it. And if this reading resonated with you, like, comment, subscribe, so I know how I am doing, or send me a private message, either on the Fire Red Tarot YouTube or Facebook, Snapchat, any of those, whatever you've got for me, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and do one more quick pull for you here. So this is the Rebel deck, and as I said before, it is very in your face to give you the points. So what else? What other messages for Scorpio male? All right, stop one. Oh, okay, first one, stop fucking whining. That's what it says. No one wants to listen to that shit. Complaining makes you weak. You have the strength to change your world, so do it. Yeah, and that ties back to all of this as well. Get out of the situation and things are going to get better for you. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else for Scorpio male? Okay. Put the fucking phone down. This could be for you or your person or your group in general. Too much screen time is making you awkward and sad. Go talk to a live person. Yeah, so you might need to get out and really just let some of this stuff out, okay? That's weird because it also tells you to stop whining. So maybe it's getting out and talking to a live person about making a plan on how you're going to get out of there, okay? And then, let's see, anything else? Anything else for Scorpio male? Oh my, okay. I think that's probably good then. You got 5 here. You are giving away your power. You are a badass. Act like it. Okay, so you're giving away your power to somebody. You've got a feeling you just can't shake. That little voice inside you, listen to that shit. Okay? And you need some fucking yoga in your life. Ancient shit is cool. Yeah, you probably need some way to recenter and balance. So this was your reading, male Scorpios. I hope it resonated. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Send me a message on Snapchat, Facebook. Text me if you have my phone number. Let me know how this resonated with you, or if you felt like it resonated with somebody else, or, you know, just give me a shout out. Let me know. All right. Thanks, male Scorpios. See you next time. Have a great birthday season. Happy birthday. Lots of love.